Hello everyone, my name is Chance Brunton and welcome back to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. I'm joined once again by Tyler.
Hello.
We are going back to the first round of the AB game where we now have to betray Luna in order to see some new parts to the story.
We don't have time to talk about this.
You're right, so skip. Fastest we've ever been through that dialogue. We are voting to betray Luna.
Yeah.
Which she's undoubtedly going to vote ally, so that's going to screw her over and give us a good boost.
Yeah, this route I actually, intentionally avoided just because I really didn't want to betray Luna after constantly seeing her ally in the ally path.
Yeah.
So.
But for the sake of being thorough, I'm going to do it before we have to move to Temioji.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Siggy! Fido! He said that so many times.
Yeah.
What are you kids doing
4
over
times
there?
now. Yeah, it's one of wrestling my favorite lines that isn't, story related.
Yeah.
Let's go, Sigma.
There's something about the way he says it.
Yeah. Also, now that you actually know some information, I can sort of mention, there's some hinting at it here where when Zero talks about removing the bracelets and he's talking to Dio, it's kind of interesting once you know the truth.
Oh.
A lot of betray allies.
Mm-hmm. Every pair was a betray ally.
Yep.
Interesting. So K Clover against Alice, Dio Quark against Temioji. Right.
Yeah, only your result has changed, unlike the last time that you played the first round. All 6s and 1s.
Sigma, why did you and Vi do that? All we had to do was choose ally 3 times, and we could all escape together. After this, we only would have needed 2 more rounds and we would have all had 9 points. But now why?
I hung my head. There was no way I could look her in the eye and try to explain what I'd done.
It was me. I told him to betray you.
What?
There's a way to get out faster. If you're successful twice with betray, you'll get 3 points each time, which gives you 6. That means you'll have 9 BP after the second AB game.
I know that. Is that why you chose betray? So you can escape before the rest of us?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get out first or anything. Just wanted to have a little leverage.
How is leverage supposed to help you?
Well, I was planning on getting out of here with everybody else, and he...
You're lying. What makes you think I'm going to believe that?
Their eyes met for a long moment, but all I could see in Luna's was sadness and disappointment. Fi opened her mouth, then shut it again and looked away. I was about to apologize to Luna when...
Hey, what were you thinking?
I'm sorry, Alice. I didn't think you'd choose ally.
What? You really think I'd betray you?
Well, no. That's what I thought at first.
But Kay told you to choose betray, didn't he?
Yes, I did. I was sure you would vote similarly.
Are you listening? I'm not going to vote betray against Clover.
Is that so? You never considered that we might choose to betray you?
What?
Clover would never choose that, of course. But what if I was your sole opponent? I understand it might seem strange of me to say this, but who would trust a man who hides his face? If I were in your position, I would be quite certain my masked opponent would choose betray.
Well, but it wasn't just you. Clover was there too.
Yes, she was.
For all the good that did.
But if I'd chosen to end an argument by force, do you think she would have had any chance? I was certain you'd choose betray for that very reason.
So that was why you did it?
Yes.
After he explained his thinking to me, I thought he had a good point.
It's all right. I understand.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize. This is very unfortunate.
The past is the past. There's no point complaining about it. I'll just have to try and get those points back in the next AB game.
Not that it's going to matter for you, probably. That was when I finally noticed Dio Quark and Temioji.
Let me give you a little warning, Temioji. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man. I don't know what he is to you, but if I were you, I'd trust that kid as far as I could throw him, and at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man? Keep an eye on him.
that definitely paints a very different picture when you don't hear the full conversation.
It looked like things hadn't gone as planned for the other teams either. Nonetheless, we all seemed to have reached some sort of truce.
Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Oh, we all know it's happening. Ooh, they're skipping quite a bit.
Oh.
If
Well,
I had to guess,
Yeah.
I'd say
It skips
it's going to be
all of the explanations,
10
so we did miss the
Or
stuff
less.
about the killing, but like,
or Mooney.
We've seen it before.
yeah,
so.
but Zero was sort of implying that Dio might have already known, or like, he was asking if you really wanted to know. Stuff like that.
Do these things even come off?
No, yes! They do indeed. There's 2 ways.
What's the second way?
Oh, Bio. I think you already know.
What?
Which is kind of interesting to hear when you know that he knows that Dio already killed someone to get in.
Right.
Why?
Yeah, why am I going to die?
Because you always die. Yep, the needles will kill us all.
Is there anything else you've conveniently left out?
Lots.
I think it's fair. After all, it's not like anybody else knew, right? Right, Fido?
Wrong.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, and now we get to explore
Yeah.
the different rooms.
These might be the same though.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they are the same then.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
Because I have to say, I'm mostly anxious to like get back into like the late game stuff
Yeah.
and get back to, you know, where things are significantly different.
Yeah.
It is one problem with this, like, you can go anywhere, and then you have to continuously jump back to the earlier part of the story.
Yeah. I do wonder though when we're gonna see Kay open up his head or body suit thing.
I feel like it's gotta be this route somewhere.
Might be after a lock or something.
Except in that other one, the only other route I think that we could have that in, they said that we couldn't get it off.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Someone might
I'll
eventually
just explain it as
go
fast
into
as
the
I can.
golem. Like, the golem bay was open, so maybe if Kay was lying or something, it could have been this past route we did.
Alright, so Fia's going to explain all of the options.
Yep.
Which I don't think we
We're
need to
going
hear
into
too
the
much in
red
detail.
door, which means you're Sigma, so you're Cyan.
3.
You'll need another Cyan.
So-
I'm not going with
Who's
Kay.
going where? Alice is
I
not
had
going
enough
with
of
Kay.
that last time. Thank you very much.
I forget who the last
Dear,
solo was that we didn't
Seems
go
I'm
with.
not wanted.
I'd like Luna to come with us.
Me?
Need someone gullible for the next round?
Hey, shut up. Aren't you my partner?
Maybe. But I don't want her to think that means I agree with you.
You betrayed me last time, Fi. And Dio, you betrayed Tenmyoji.
Ah, come on. Didn't I tell you? It was Quark who...
Dio! Stop saying that!
But yeah,
Anyway, Fi and I won't be choosing Betray this
it
time.
was either Tenmyoji or Cork that was a solo, so we'll be going with one of them then.
Your BP's 1 right now, isn't it? If you chose Ally and we chose Betray, what would it be?
-1. I'd die.
I didn't want to say it straight out, but yeah, we're not gonna go that far just to get out of here.
But if you did get out of here leaving people behind, you'd basically be leaving them for dead. Because you'd be leaving them trapped forever.
You could assume, though, like, if it's just a steel door, not that a steel door isn't hard to get off, but it would be possible to get away.
Yeah, the thing is, they keep overlooking that continuously, so...
Yeah, there's
I don't know,
probably something else going on, but they wouldn't know that.
Yeah, they would usually call out these sorts of things, but they keep systematically overlooking it, so... I'm just kind of assuming that's the rules of the world here.
Right, Fi?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to take a chance on you.
Luna, are you sure about this?
Yes, I've made up my mind.
Then that means Quark and I will be going with Kay, since it looks like Alice is pretty
Oh,
determined.
never mind.
If Luna was to betray them, They're on 6. They'd go down to 4.
Yeah.
And then she would go up to 4, right?
Yeah.
So that would actually be a net gain of 3 then, isn't it? Because they start on 3, right?
It would be a net gain over the whole round, 2 rounds, but since Luna's a solo gaining 3 and they're getting a duo losing 2, that would be 3 minus 4.
It'd be a loss for that particular round, but the loss for that particular round would be less than the gain for the previous round. So across the 2, they'd be up 1.
Yeah, if you alternated...
So if the other pairs did the same thing, then after 2 rounds, everybody would be up 1 point.
Yeah. So if you alternated groups or duos and solos betraying, then it would take 12 rounds to get out.
I'm not sure if that has any advantage.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to note that you can do that and make a net gain.
It would be an interesting way to, like, sort of force trust, because, like, if you always know your opponent's gonna betray if you're meant... like, you can't exactly intentionally break the system to gain more points until you're, like, I guess, betraying above 9. But there would at least be many people with you.
Yeah.
And I guess there is the issue of solos and duos swapping, though.
I'm totally good with that. What I did to Alice last time was really bad. I want to try to make up for it.
So we're going with option C then? That means each group is going through a complementary door. Sigma, Alice, and Clover are going through the red door. Tenmyoji, Quark, and Kay are going through the green door. And finally, Dio, Luna, and I are going through the blue door. Any objections?
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
If there were any objections, there was no time for them.
Let's go!
The announcer's voice filled the room as we ran for our doors.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Huh? Is this a dead end?
There are 3 doors, but it looks like they're all locked.
I wonder what this thing does.
Well, it's got a lever.
Can you pull that, Sigma?
Sure thing. Oh, nothing there. Huh. When it was Luna and Clover, we got a long discussion. Huh? Well, that's interesting.
It opened the door on the right.
That seems kind of weird. I mean, why just that one? Yep.
Detail they gave. Come along.
Not waiting for a response, Alice strode off. Alright.
Yep.
Pantry.
Yep. So we've seen the room, but we've never solved the room.
Now we'll finally get to see what kind of puzzle this is with the gigantic wall grid.
Yeah.
Whoa! This is amazing! Who'd ever need this much underwear?
What? What?
Well, I mean, all these boxes and stuff are panties, right? And there are a lot of boxes.
You misread the door. Panties?
Isn't that what it said on the door?
I
Clover
wish.
Dear.
No.
It didn't say panty.
It said pantry.
Pantry?
It's where you keep food.
Oh, I guess that makes more sense.
Her face had turned an especially amusing shade of red. What do you think that thing is?
I'd say it's a water storage tank.
It's totally full of water.
The stuff on the shelves looks like it's mostly bread, maybe a few pastries, but no panties.
So just a whole bunch of food, huh?
Clover was right that there's a lot, though.
It looks like you could live here for quite a while.
I'd have to agree.
Then what do you think this place is for?
Maybe it's where they quarantine sick people.
What?
Didn't we tell you about Radical 6?
I guess that story really was true.
You're saying that the reason they've got all this food and water is so they can keep infected people here. That's ridiculous! I'm not infected with some weird-ass disease. I don't want to spend the rest of my life locked up in a mental box.
Me either.
Mental. But yeah.
Giving us food is all well and good, but no spare underwear? That's unforgivable.
Well, maybe there is a panty room, it's just elsewhere.
Yeah.
Seriously? How long are you guys going to keep making fun of me for that?
Right, well, we need to search this room. So let's get started. Oh, I already see what looks like a sliding box puzzle.
Get started on the pantry raid.
I mean, this over here does look like laundromat stuff. What? Oh, it's water. An empty plastic container. It says basic water. So, does that mean we're supposed to put basic water in here? Oh, is it empty? I guess. We have 2 of those. Neutral water. Oops. What do you think this machine is? The bottom part looks like some kind of dolly.
It's got this 5x5 grid of metal boxes.
The top row's empty, though.
Yeah. Do you think we're supposed to put something in them? Well, not something, I guess. Probably more boxes.
And an acidic water container. Machine on a dolly. The top row of cubbies doesn't have any boxes in it, though. Should I put some in there? Oh, okay, so we don't take those out. We also have fractions.
Yeah.
Fractions? No, I think these are pages from a day calendar. The blue ones are Saturdays, and the red ones are Sundays. So the black ones are weekdays. And so that's probably the display for the code.
Yeah, it looked like there was something you could pull out, though. Like, between the stuff.
There was something here? Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
Hey, there's something in the drawer.
Huh? Wonder what it is. A metal piece. We have button parts. Metal piece. Do these go together because they have like screws?
Yeah, they look like they screw on.
So we have a button, we have a beaker, we have several containers.
Oh, and you've got a like shelf or whatever.
Yeah. What are you doing? You broke it!
That's a lot
warm
of
drawer? Why does this... I guess that's just how warm this drawer is. Unlock, lock. Okay, we need the button.
Yep.
There we go. Should be in there pretty good now. Yeah, looks good to me.
Well, why don't you go ahead and push it?
And there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, sounds like the lock opened.
So we can open it?
I'd assume so, yeah.
Huh? So it is supposed to open. Oh, it's empty.
I wonder why.
Is this big enough to stuff a body in? Looks like I can open it from both sides. See? I think you could do that from the front or back, too.
Then there's no hinges, it's just one huge lid. It's just sitting on top of the bottom.
Hey, does it look like there's something inside that ice cube to you? Yeah, you're right. I wonder if we can get to it.
Well, we won't just be grabbing it, that's for sure. This glass is in the way.
How about dropping it through that hole? Hole? There's a square hole down here, see? I think you just need to slide the ice cube into it. How? I really have to explain it? Alright, fine, just pay attention. Yeah, we can slide it by dragging... Move the ice cube to the hole in front. You can slide 4 of the ice cubes, but there's a limit to the number of times each one can be moved. Once you've reached the limit, they'll freeze in place. Okay, got it. Here goes.
This is an annoying puzzle.
Oof.
I don't remember the solution either, so you need to get the top one into the hole.
Oh, they all slide together.
Yeah. That's a big reason why it's so annoying.
And then, oh, each individual cube can move 4 times.
Yeah, and then they get locked. And that color, I guess, is the last move. Or are you... Oh, except for that box, I guess. Or maybe?
That one gets more than 4?
I'm a bit confused by that, but... Oh, you did it.
Yes!
That took me a really long time to do, so...
It worked! Good job, Sigma!
Open it up. We should be able to get that ice cube now.
Ice cubes with a visitor ID.
No, it's plural.
Yeah, that's a little weird. We need to melt it.
There's some pretty impressive shelves, or these are some pretty impressive shelves. It's a lot of pre-packaged food.
There's a bunch of instant coffee and boxers of tea. You mean boxes, right? Yeah!
You see this red button?
I think it keeps the wheel in place. So if we push it, it'll unlock. I think we can move this thing if we release all the locks. Sounds good. Let's get to it then. Alright. Is that, I guess, the other wheels?
Why the hell did they put a cabinet back in the corner like this? It's really hard to get to.
Agreed. It's got a sliding door. Alright, let's slide it then. What's this? A binder? It's got a couple pieces of paper inside. We probably ought to hang on to them, huh? You have found a nutritional management chart and a nutritional balance chart. You can view them in the archive. For moving this whole thing, though, does it have wheels over here? Oh, okay, yeah, it does.
Yeah, probably. Alright, all the wheel locks should be released now.
Good. Let's see if we can move this thing. I guess that gives us access to the other side.
Yeah. So it was a good thing you opened the sliding door while it was on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's have a look inside. Ooh. There's a binder here, too.
And this is, what, some kind of chemical?
Let's take that binder first. You found a pH scale. You can review it in the archive. Now the chemical. pH tests. Okay. So do these numbers have to do with acidity?
Maybe, yeah.
What's this thing?
Well, it's got a faucet, so...
I think it's connected to the water storage tank up there. So you'd use it to pour water?
Yeah, there's a drain, too.
Oh yeah, in the middle here.
I guess this route is the liquid route, because it had the drinks and now it has the water.
So we want a drain. I could get rid of water here. How do I just hit the button and it fills what I'm holding?
Oh.
It's empty. Do I oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think you were just turning on and off the 0 button.
Let's fill this thing. Alright. We have neutral water. Do we need to cannot combine these items?
Maybe if you look at the pH test, you'll pull out strips or something.
This is a chemical for testing pH. You can use it to test how basic or acidic something is. Didn't you ever do that in school? I'm an engineer, of course I did that. You can put it in water, and the water changes color depending on the basicity or acidity.
I guess not, then.
I tried to put it in water, and it wouldn't...
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that what we have the beaker for?
Oh, maybe. I honestly forgot about the beaker, so... Maybe one of those charts you found in the archive might help determine what green means.
Yeah, because there's a chart. I kind of wanted to do it without having to consult that, since I spent a lot of time in chemistry lab. But yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, the colors might change for the sake of making the game easier.
Yeah. Okay, so this is neutral drinking water is green. So yeah, it's kind of what we expected. I think. And then, so what we're going to be looking for is a blue or a purple. They have, why are they specifically saying? Okay, let's see.
You might need to make those like ionized water and beauty products specifically.
Yeah.
If those are the only 3 that have a use in this game.
So we need +2 and -3, if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, you filled the neutral.
So I need, this needs to be -3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess if we're going to assume, if we assume we need the +2 instead of just the all-out +3.
Yeah, I don't know why
just because that's
they
marked.
show those marks.
I also don't know why we have 2 containers for basic water.
I guess it's just more important.
So then do we just go put those back? Also, let's look at that chart, because I guess we have to get the right drawers for over here. They come from these 4, and we need to look at
it might be the next
nutritional
page.
balance.
Yeah.
Oh god. These are days of the week color coded or something? Because she said like purple was Saturday, then black was weekdays.
Yeah, so I think this is a different color coding. Plus it was red and blue, I think, not purple.
Not sure what to make of this. Let's look at the wall. The wall is in
it's got
4 sections.
Red and blue.
Hey, this is from a calendar, right? Yeah, it looks a little weird though. Oh, took that. Wait, I think there's something written on the back of it. Oh yeah, the day the man was abducted. Does that specifically refer to us?
I guess. I don't know. I guess we could know when Dio was abducted because he told us, but...
I mean, yeah, because the natural question would be which man, and the obvious one is, I guess, us? I guess because Zero could know that it has to be us. But then, like, what if it wasn't us in this room? So what man? Oh, hey, the screen lit up. Looks like it's designed to turn on when you touch it. I think we need to type something in. Yeah. Okay, let me give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs a code and then a number? So we have to check the right one. So a 3 digits, a number, and then an additional digit.
Yeah, a letter, you mean.
I don't get it. Yeah, yeah. So... We have... So it's referring to some drawer, I guess. One of these drawers needs to be input. That calendar note.
We've got a lot of stuff in here.
We don't need the calendar itself. Or no, we do. Oh boy. What is this useful for? All this does is just say the days and which... I guess this tells us
if it
day
just
of
has
the week.
dates, then you might need to compare it to something. You really don't need to go into the archive this thing, I mean, so don't focus on it too much, I'll say that.
So these are all the drawers, huh? Yeah, tons of them.
Well, actually it might be needed in the archive later, but you'll know when you need it.
Yeah. Wow, how many are there, I wonder?
366.
What?
I said there are 366 drawers.
You just looked at them and figured that out?
No. I did math. They're divided into 4 sections, each row is numbered 1 through 14. In other words, there are 14 rows in each section. The columns are labeled with the letters A through G, so you've got 7 columns per section, and 4 sections means 28 columns total. Now each section has a few spots where there aren't any drawers, right? Well, specifically, there are 26 of those spots. So you just calculate 14 times 26 minus 14 times 28 minus 26.
There we go. And that's 366?
Right.
You did all of that in your head?
Of course. It's pretty simple stuff. As long as you don't mix up the numbers you're saying.
Yeah. Alright. Shelves are divided into 4 sections labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Additionally, each section, yep. Oh, I can put these in. I don't... Oh, I probably need an order or something.
Well, they automatically went into order, I think.
Did they? Because it seemed to me they just kind of went where I clicked.
Oh. Well, I can't see your mouse, so I guess I couldn't tell, but I assumed
I can take them back. Oh, no. Let me just make sure. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, they are snapping into the right place. But I guess I need to do those and the minor drawers. Water-filled beaker, pH test. Still have this ice cube.
There's specific things.
Can we combine the ice cube with water?
The puzzles yourself.
What?
There's like specific things that I feel like are obvious, but I want to let you do the puzzles. So
yeah. Oh, wait a minute. It's a warm drawer.
Yeah.
Drawer with ice in it.
Oh, I guess that's not all you need to do with it.
Alright, oh.
Water-filled beaker might be done with, I think.
Cannot combine these items.
Like you might be done with the beaker, I mean.
Yeah, the beaker and the pH test. You put the ice cube in the warm drawer, right? Yeah. They'll probably melt eventually.
That's a waste of time. Just stick it back in the dolly. Oh, that's why it's warm, is because the dolly's warm. So.
Alright, now to put the drawer and the ice back inside. Oh, you hear that?
It's probably warming up right now.
We should probably keep an eye on it. Okay, so it's not a go and come back later. Oh, it's got a little toaster bell. Sounds like it's done. Open it up and have a look. It's a little burnt, but that's okay. Hey, look, the water from the ice melted. Ah, hot.
The card's underneath the water.
Okay, here goes. Ah!
Are you okay?
Just kidding.
Dick move.
Alright, well now we have an ID card. Which, does that go in the machine slot? There's what looks like a card slot below the monitor. Alright, let's slide this baby in. Yeah!
Go for it.
Hey, what's going on?
Looks like it's on now.
Why is the screen red? Do you think something's wrong?
Wait. It says something.
Number of ration boxes insufficient. Please rectify. Content of acidic water vessel incorrect. Please rectify. Content of neutral water vessel incorrect. Please rectify. Content of basic water vessels incorrect. What?
Well, that's a lot of stuff wrong.
I understand the acidic water, but you're saying all of them were incorrect?
I thought for sure at least the neutral would be right. Is that not the green we were looking for? Is there multiple greens?
It makes sense if it's not. Yeah, let's go back and look at the pH chart.
Left one. Here. Bottom.
Is it a 6, not a 7?
Maybe.
Because if it I thought it was a 7, but if it's a 6...
Yeah, then it wouldn't be... Instead of +2, 0, -3, it would be +3, +1, -1, or 2.
What? Yeah, -2, +3.
Yeah.
And then these are -1s. Plus... Yeah, +1s for the base. Alright.
Yeah, it'll be one more than what we had before each time.
That makes more sense puzzle-wise.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what was the point of the pH test? So we need a +1 for it. And
this is
basic.
This
is the basic.
Which means base. So it's the highest
+3.
I mean, you'd still need the chart to determine base and acid, even if you had, like, 0 as neutral.
That's the basic one's done, and then neutral. This needs to be a +1.
Yeah, I think I might have figured it out just by not doing 0 as a starting one. Like, I didn't have issues figuring out the color because it was a more obvious one.
Acidic water. -2.
You just shifted up 1.
Alright, so now these should be correct?
Yeah.
That also means that we need to get this food stuff taken care of as well.
There's 5 of them you need.
So, I guess the only really thing we can do here, because we can't interact directly with the shelves, is we just need to figure out the correct number and plug it in over there. Or I guess there's going to be 5 numbers, because we have to pull 5 trays. 1 for each day of the week?
Well, 5 isn't a day of the days of the week are 7, not 5.
Well, I guess day of the work week is what I was thinking. Oh, staff nutritional chart. Or maybe it's this.
No, that's like the other one. It's gonna be obvious when you need it. But no.
Okay, so this bit's for a puzzle that we haven't encountered yet?
Yeah.
But then how else do we know what boxes are we supposed to get? Because it made sense to, like, get a box for each of these.
There is something that you've seen that you might have forgotten, I guess.
The fractions?
Yeah,
the dates?
Yeah.
January 13th. Right, so is this month and then day, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's not 30 months.
Let's go ahead and write these on the memo. So now if we pull up the calendar, we can start comparing. So, January 13th.
Yeah, it would be pretty.
Is there something we're supposed... It's here, right?
Yeah.
But does this tell us anything? What day it is?
There might be one more comparison you have to make, then, if you're not sure what this means yet.
No, I don't. But... And I have no idea what they mean by the day the man was abducted.
Well, if we're right about Sigma, it would be, like,
December 25th.
Yeah, the 25th.
But I mean, we have 5 dates and we have 5 slots, so I don't know what we need that extra date for.
It might be like the bonus solution or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Because on that wall, we need to transcribe these dates into, like, places, right? I guess A through G refer to the days of the week.
Yeah.
So, like, the black days, the blue ones are Saturday, the red ones are Sunday, and the black days are the
weekdays.
Weekdays. So this is like a calendar, and each one of these stores 14 weeks, which is a really odd number. So I don't know what each, like, of the 4 panels is supposed to. I guess 3 months. So January, February, March in the first one. And then April, May, June in the second one, and so on.
Maybe, yeah.
So if we know that we need January 13th, then it would be 13 days in here.
Yeah.
And is this supposed to be made easier by the chart?
Yeah.
Because I could count it out, but
that is what it is. It's just a way to help, I guess. Or
so it's just
like
a visual aid.
Yeah, it's the link between the calendar and the sticky notes and the wall.
Yeah, so it's third out from top and right.
Yeah.
So it's this one, which is I need the code.
Yeah.
So it's 1E3. Or 123E3. 123E3. There! Did it work?
Look at the shelves.
Huh?
The shelves, the drawers, whatever you want to call them.
Alright. Box of meat rations. Okay, and now we have to find the others. So March 27th is... Oh, this is going to be annoying. It's a Sunday that is...
It looks like it's... What?
5th from the bottom?
March? Isn't that... You mean 3, right?
March 27th.
Yeah, 3/27.
Oh yeah, so it's this one.
That'd be at the bottom left.
It's
basically
the bottom Monday. Yeah, you're right. Which is B14.
Yeah.
14. Look, another one! It just popped out! Box of fish rations. Now we need May 7th. Yeah. Which, whoops.
Oh, that's not the right place.
I'm trying to, like, use the shortcuts to make this easier.
Yeah.
May 7th.
The middle, so 7 is the red day.
Wait, where? Because this starts 4, so it's this one.
Yeah, it's like mid upper.
3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7th down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess it's numerated. So 7A.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. A 7. There we go. Come on, drawer. It goes to show us the drawer, then it sends us back and makes me look all the way over.
Still
Salad
makes
rations.
you pick it up and stuff.
So now we need
7:30.
7:30, which
it's another red day. It's I think it's 6.
No, it's a blue day, isn't it?
7. What was the day? 7:30.
Wait, hang on. Yeah, no, you're
Should
right.
be
Blue
red
day.
6. I think
it's the bottom. Wait, what?
Well,
no,
it should
you're
be
right.
the 6th down, I think, is what I meant.
A6. Yeah.
A.
I was looking at the wrong one.
I was just like trying to figure it out in my head. So it's like it starts out 1 away from. It starts out at the end, so you get 4 whole rows plus 2.
Yep. Soup rations. And then finally, we need 1111.
It's a blue day on the right. I think
Okay,
it's
so
6
this
again.
is 6. Yeah. And it's a G.
Okay, that makes 5.
Come on, let's do this. Pasta rations. And then December 25th
Yeah.
is this one.
Yeah, it's the bottom non-red day.
So it's
But so it's
B13.
13, yeah.
I wonder what this one's gonna have.
The screen's blue now.
Oh, it's just that.
Do you think this
Do you
could
think
maybe
this could-
possibly be it? Oh, right. Sorry. That was
It's fine.
Clover's line. Yeah. probably the safe password.
That's good, right?
Well, there's one problem. The screen shuts off after a set amount of time.
No! We need to be fast! I can do it. I've got a really good memory.
It's a good thing we're having
All I
a
need is a moment.
conversation about this when there's limited time.
Yeah. Star, sun, star. Alright. Well, did you memorize it?
No.
Indeed I did. It had some kind of astronomical symbols. I remember that much. It's locked away up here. Phew. What a relief. Alright. Let's go ahead and just enter that. This is a safe, right?
Yeah, it's just like the one in the AB room in the infirmary.
So all we need is a password. Should be just like the others. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah! I did have it.
It'd be really funny if Sigma just forgot.
It would also be hilarious if I inadvertently, like, screwed it up and ended up typing the other code.
Yeah, you screwed it up exactly right.
Ha! It opened! Alright, let's have a look at that. Oh, there we go. Cooked food. I don't really see anything, it's just talking about various kinds of cooked food.
Yeah, it's the same ones that Fi mentioned a while back, but it's not too important.
Have a nice something. Here are 3 variations.
Yeah.
Have a nice trauma, have a nice trace, have a nice trumpet. An emerging religious organization with a rapidly growing membership. Some figures claim their congregation numbers over 1 million in countries across the world. Originally, the organization called itself Free the Soul of Y, but later dropped of Y to become simply Free the Soul.
But why?
The founder... Yeah, but why though? The foundation of the religion is known only as Brother, the founder, and his true identity is a mystery. Only a small number of the highest-ranking members have ever seen him. The doctrine of Free the Soul demands that its adherents separate themselves from the world, free themselves of lust, and release their souls from their physical bodies so that they can be purified. Why would you join this? Its followers believe that they will be born again as a new race, and that the world will be transformed into a place of equality with no conflict or poverty. Considering how a peaceful world of equality with no conflict or poverty usually plays out in the movies, they seem like a pretty scary group of people. Myrmidons. Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to establishing a new world order, and the Myrmidons are their elite frontline soldiers in that secret war. The general public knows nothing about the Myrmidons, but their actions have put them on watch lists of intelligence communities across the globe. Rumors say that all Myrmidons have the same face, suggesting that they may all be clones of a single person. No one knows where this rumor comes from exactly, but I can tell you that it's a very credible source. Interesting.
Is there a connection you're making or something?
What?
Is there any connection you're making or just...
Well, there's a couple of things that occurred to me. The first thing that occurred to me is the knife had Myrmidon engraved on it.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if one of the people here is in fact one of these Myrmidons.
Yeah.
And...
Do you remember what the knife was used for, though?
The knife was used for killing the woman, and in some routes it also killed Alice. And it was in the possession of Dio when we found it. And because Alice found the knife that was already covered in blood. So the Myrmidon opens up another possibility. First of all, the woman could have been part of the Myrmidons. It could have been her knife that, ended up being used to kill her. There's, we don't know the circumstances of the death, so the knife could have been taken and then, she was killed with it. So it's possible that that's who who she belongs to. It's also possible that her killer is from the Myrmidon group.
Yeah.
And that, they're adversaries that way, and that the killer brought the knife. I wonder, could that be Dio? because we know Dio is affiliated with some kind of group.
Yeah.
Or that he's taking orders from somebody, but he doesn't want to say who. Mm-hmm. So is it possible that he's...
What he was sent to do as well.
Yeah. The woman might be Zero Senior's assistant. Mm-hmm. And that Zero and the woman are orchestrating this game in order to achieve some kind of effect. Whatever they're trying to achieve is against what the Free the Soul people want. So they sent a Myrmidon to infiltrate and put a stop to it. And that might be Dio. And so then he killed the woman. And then I'm not sure exactly how things would have played out for him to, like, lose the knife, try and, like, hide it, and then have to get it back. But then he probably killed Alice to get the knife back. And then in like the previous route, also killed Luna because she stumbled upon them? Maybe?
Maybe.
But then he said he didn't kill them. But that was at least in this route. Maybe he does in some routes and not others, or maybe he's just lying.
Yeah. There's also the fact that, like, the idea was, like, we've seen in other routes Alice killed herself because of, Radical 6, presumably, and...
Yeah.
In other routes, at least it's assumed Clover is the one killing Luna, so do you think it was Dio in this last route, or do you think it's just the same things are happening?
Honestly, I'm confused, so I don't really know.
Okay.
It's too much to hold in my head.
Yeah,
I'm not a very smart person.
This route did feel like the most confusing one for me, so the Luna routes
It's possible. I wonder if it's possible if, like, the same things are happening, ostensibly, but for different reasons and different, like, people.
Yeah.
Like, if there's some degree of coincidence going on. Because, like, also, like, when Alice was stabbed by the knife, it looked awfully like her suicide death as well. It was only different in the details. So it's like, these are very similar looking deaths that are different in the details. Maybe it's possible that in some routes the killer is different and the murder looks the same. I don't know. The other thing that occurred to me is they say this thing about all having the same face, suggesting clones. That rings two bells. One of which is that's a feat of genetic engineering, which Kay's father was apparently doing. Kay and his father, that was their research, was genetic engineering.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it's connected to them. And also, Kay is in a suit. Why is he in a suit? Maybe he's in a suit because he's a clone, and so his face might be recognizable.
Yeah, we might find a second Dio in him.
That would be hilarious. He's got a voice changer built into the suit. And so he looks different and he sounds different, but on the inside he's actually just a second Dio. Now because I had discounted the twin thing early on, but yeah, clone thing, they could be building up to that.
Yeah.
Especially with all these secret notes. That would be hilarious. The founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred to as such, is brother, right?
Yeah.
As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights he was consumed by his own misery.
Yeah, this is 9, though.
On the morning of the 10th day, however, he had a revelation. Mankind was rife with base desires, and needed to be purified so that a new world could come into being. God had spoken to Brother and given him a mission. Brother dedicated his life to realizing that mission, and at the age of 26, he established Free the Soul of Y. He claims that Y is a symbol for miracles. But why, though?
Yeah, we still don't have any reason to know what Y is. Or whatever.
Bracelet 3. Here is some information that isn't revealed in the game. The bracelet put on the left wrists of the 9 participants in the Ambidex game has an important feature that's never mentioned. As soon as it's put on, a needle on the underside activates and inserts itself in the wearer. That doesn't necessarily mean that it injects a drug, only that it activates and pierces the skin. Maybe there's something on the needle, or maybe there isn't. All that's certain is that when someone puts on the bracelet, they get poked. So it means that you know that somebody put on the bracelet?
I guess so.
We didn't see a hole, though, like when we looked at the woman's arm, right?
Yeah, but we were also looking at the underside.
Didn't they say it's on the underside? Or I guess they didn't specify. So maybe it could be...
it does say a needle on the underside. Well, that might be the underside of the bracelet, as in, like, the inside where your wrist goes in general.
Yeah. So it could be on the top of the wrist.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was some interesting information in that secret.
It does say that the game never talks about it, though, so...
It might not be relevant. But then why would they put that in the secrets?
Just as extra flavor, I guess, like, to answer questions about, like, how is it able to do it so quickly or something, I don't know. Or just explaining the mechanism because they can say what the mechanism is as the creators.
It's not going to be this easy, is it?
Do they automatically get put in the right place?
Oh, actually it does.
Okay.
And I thought I was just being skillful. Look at the screen!
I mean, if you're guessing it right, it is sort of skill, but it's also color-coded, so...
The chart shows the nutritional values that each staff member requires for the next 5 days. Rearrange the order of the rations boxes so they match these values. By dragging a box over another one, you can swap them. Right! Let me give it a shot.
Yeah, so this is where it can... the thing comes in handy.
Interestingly, the shortcut for this did not work when we're on the screen.
Oh.
Alright, so... We need 1 bread, 3 meat, 3
That's what
butter?
Each of these objects is giving the person. But then if you go to the next page, person A needs that much of the orange and that much of the red and so on. Same with B, C, and E.
Right.
D and E.
-2, full, and -2. Oh, it doesn't actually say what it is on this, does it? Oh.
What if you press data? That give...
Okay. So B is actually what A needs.
Yeah, because they all start out with the same items.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh crap. Nope.
No.
I didn't.
Press the back at the bottom left instead of the...
So they all start out with this.
Yeah, because
and
they
A
all
is
start out with the
okay.
same foods.
So B starts out with that, and then, oh god, this...
This one was another tough one, but like...
I feel like this is going to be such a pain in the ass just because I have to keep switching back and forth to the charts.
Yeah. You can figure out the, like, B you need to give him food that ends up costing 1 less of the first 2 and 4 less of the first one. Or of the last one, I mean.
Let's just write this down. He is -3, -1.
Oh, you're
I don't want
basing it off the red mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose we could count it up the other way, but I feel like in most cases this is easier.
Yeah.
Not this one, though. -6.
Yeah, I think I remember the way I did it was just, like, considering how the food adds or subtracts from each other and how far off from their goals they are, but that's sort of hard to explain.
No, I see what you're saying. So, the annoying thing is that every time I come back to this page, I have to, like, flip over again and, like, select the right one. And the memo, I can just open straight up, and I can be looking at the memo and the other back, because it's semi-transparent. So anything I can, like, transfer over is easier. Like, now, I, in theory, don't ever have to look at this again. So, let me look at B. What does B need different? B needs 1 less carb, 1 less protein,
and a lot less fat.
And yeah, 4 less fat. So, right. What does B even have right now?
Might help to
one of each.
Yeah.
Everybody's
might help
given
to
one
give
of
him
each.
A lot more of the whatever pasta at the far right, as well as the salads, I guess.
Well, we'd have to switch something else out, right?
Yeah.
So
it's always 1-to-1 trading.
If we switch, a fish for a soup, we can get one less meat and one less fat.
It's really hard to tell what these actually are, though, for a lot of them, at least. There's, like, salad fish. And I thought the bottom right would be pasta, but I guess you're thinking that's soup, or...
Yeah, I'm just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many bars to be comparing. Like, I look at this and my brain just goes, oh, screw this. This is not a puzzle I want to do.
So, yeah, if you swap a salad for the bottom right left salad for the top right pasta, I guess it is, you would lose 1 carb and 2 fat, which is half of the goal. Then you just.
But then I have to like balance C, D, and E as well, because like I have a limited number of things.
Yeah, but like presumably if you're able to balance everything, then like A, B, C, and D, then you'll be able to balance E, and if you balance A, B, C, that'll balance D and E, sort of, overall.
I accidentally gave him too much carbohydrate now.
Yeah, you swapped...
I guess I swapped the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh.
True. Wait, what?
Just...
Oh, I accidentally fixed C.
Oh.
I didn't... Wait, can I just, like... Oh my god.
You can. It's... At this point, it might be easier to do it yourself. But...
Hang on. No! I did it!
Yeah.
I did it by pure brute force and accident!
Yeah, I guess that works when... Because it's probably not the only solution, so...
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was not looking forward to doing that anyway.
Yeah, both of these puzzles were really hard for me, this and the sliding blocks, so...
Yeah. Gah! I just solved the shit out of this puzzle! No, I didn't! Hey, aren't you getting a little too excited?
Yeah, it's kind of freaking me out.
Did you see the screen? I'm getting just excited enough.
Yeah. This looks like the password from the AB room in the infirmary.
Yeah, sun, star, moon. You did it! Now we can open the safe!
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard to, like, accidentally get sun, star, moon like that from the other one. I wonder if they, like, actually plan it out so that they're intentionally different or not.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Piece of cake. Alright, let's see what we got. First is the map that we always get.
Yeah, a map. I don't remember my values for sure, but I do think that they're different from what you're getting, so it's at least slightly random.
Key cards.
A key. This is our ticket out of here. Let's go.
Alright, so now that's the the pantry done. So next time we will meet up with everybody and see what they've found, and then see what's going to go wrong before the next AB game. In the meanwhile, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.